Chanel 25B collection shows how desperate Chanel to increase their sales. And I'm not criticizing them over here. I'm actually glad that they're trying to do better. Please guys, stay with me. Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Oksana. Thank you very much for clicking on this video. Today I want to talk about Chanel 25B collection, or Act 1 of pre-fall 25-26. And frankly, when I look at this collection, and I obviously gonna talk mostly about the handbags because you know my channel mostly about handbags, but to me it's desperate scream of Chanel trying to improve their sales. Because if you look at any of Chanel collections, usually there is a main key points of some kind of either new colors that becomes quite popular, and they're trying to, like, you know, in this way to improve sales of their collections. Though previously they didn't even need any improvement, people lining up before the launch of the collections. Things are slightly different right now. But, or they, for instance, including some kind of new styles that becomes quite popular, or they're bringing back some archives that was like extremely famous handbags, and they're kind of reissuing those handbags and trying to make them more modern, more fresh, and obviously creating the hype around the collection. This time around, it looks like they collect everything. It's a works of everything that was previously successful, and they are trying to literally jump everything into this collection to improve their sales. And hear me out, what I want to show you and what I want to tell you. So I kind of gonna, in my humble opinion, talk about the most obvious things that they're trying to bring back. So I have like few pictures over here. So first, in my humble opinion, the most attempt to create that frenzy, it's bringing back Chanel mini top handle in caviar. And on top of everything, I'm assuming it's of course going to be in black color, but on the website they're showing in their most successful kind of caramel, dark beige or light brown color. And I'm gonna include pictures over here. I was lucky enough to get Chanel top handle in caviar skin when it was just launched, and it was in 21S. 4 years ago. So 4 years they didn't do any top handle in caviar, and now they're bringing back, and they're bringing back with vengeance, because obviously they're bringing back in this really popular color. On top of everything, if you look at the details on this top handle, when I was actually trying to look close up on those details, magnifying on those details, and I'm gonna include the pictures, it's literally a work of art. Because the very first one, when I got it, just was a simple handle. Then they were trying to include some kind of metal plate on top of that handle. Then there was some kind of seasonal, like, you know, here and there. But this top handle, if you look, it's all over, has those kind of CCs, and on the sides it also has iconic Chanel chain. Really beautiful combo, and I think it's almost like a collector piece. Really beautiful, but at the same time it's kind of like collector piece, but it's a practical collector piece, which is really nice. As I said, on the website they're showing this in caramel color, or camel color, if I may, but it's more like kind of light brownish, yeah, more of the camel color, or maybe even caramel. Let's call it caramel for good old times. And I'm absolutely positive that it's going to be in black. There is also a couple of other colors that were quite famous with Chanel, and it looks like they are bringing back all these colors. So the number one, it's this Chanel mini top handle. Talking about this Chanel mini top handle, they're also introducing new handbag with exactly the same design, but this is Chanel top handle small size. The width of that bag is 22.5 centimeters. On the website, it's shown, I believe, in kind of white color or light gray color. No, I think it's definitely white color. And again, they know that this bag is extremely popular. On top of everything, because it's in a caviar, it's, I would say, 99.9% of success of sale of this bag. And yeah, that's what they're trying to do, bringing back Chanel mini top handle. More than that, they're trying to bring back in like really popular color as caramel. And on top of that, furthermore, they're trying to also introduce new size, which is size small, which is slightly bigger, meaning it's like has a little bit larger capacity for some of us who needs a little bit more stuff in their handbags. So this is my number one Chanel attempt of, like, you know, doing really better in this collection and trying to improve their sale. Number two, and in my opinion, it's also another obvious things that, you know, clutch everything in one collection and improve sales. It's bringing back Chanel hard bag. And they're bringing back in kind of like, I would say, small size. And again, gorgeous pink color, but I'm absolutely positive it's going to be having all classic color, like a black, maybe even white. And then they're bringing back in mini size, in gorgeous, gorgeous silver, shiny silver or metallic silver, with also silver hardware, silver tone hardware. How beautiful is that? How beautiful is that? And tell me that it's not going to be a sale. Of course it's going to be a sale of these handbags. They're extremely popular. So in my humble opinion, it's a second, like, really major attempt to improve their sales during this collection. By the way, let me know what you think so far of my theory. And do you like the first one, Chanel mini top handle and caviar, and Chanel top handle small? Let me know about that. Obviously, the hard collection, it's very iconic. It's archive model, a little bit modernized, but it's archive model. Next, and I think over here they're trying to improve their sales of Chanel 25. Obviously, Chanel 25 is quite popular. It's it bag, new it bag for Chanel. But this season they're bringing back in the backpack. And if you know Chanel and if you love Chanel, you know that Chanel backpack is very hard to get. It's only in limited quantities. They usually some kind of seasonal pieces that some season it will come and some season it may not will come. Not even some season, let's put it, some year it may be produced, some kind of form of backpack, and some year it will not produce at all. This time around they're doing Chanel 25 in a backpack. Tell me that it's not going to be popular. Again, in my humble opinion, it's a major attempt to try to do better, to increase their sales in general. I love it, actually. I really love it. The next things they're trying to play with Lucky Clover. And when they're playing with Lucky Clover, to me, they're more targeting like Asian buyers, because you know over there sales are suffering also like really drastically in China, in Malaysia, in Singapore, in Japan, in Korea. And you know, in Asia, four-leaf clover is extremely popular and it's kind of symbol of luck. And I don't want to offend anybody over here, but you know, in Asia, quite often people quite superstitious, and having that good luck is quite important for many Asian. And please comment below if I'm right, or maybe I'm doing this like really silly assumption. If I'm doing silly assumption, again, I'm sorry, but that's my knowledge of four leaves clover. That's why one cliff is so popular, because it's kind of like, you know, sensation of four leaves clover, lucky charm. They're bringing a handbag in tweed, but obviously it's going to be in leather as well, with quite cute charm, with the Chanel CC and four leaves clover. And that charm is actually removable, so you can remove it, and because it's black, so pretty much you can put on any of your Chanel handbags. They don't even have to be black, as long as they have a gold hardware or even mixed hardware. Why not? What's stopping you of putting this charm on Chanel 19, for that matter? You know what I mean? So and there again, playing with good luck or good fortune of people to try and increase their sale. In fact, even on a website they call it lucky tweed when they're introducing this handbag. To me, it's again major attempt of improving their sales. And I know this time around I'm not kind of like reviewing each model. I'm just want to show you how they're trying to improve their situation. And I'm not criticizing them at all over here. I'm actually glad that they're trying to do better, because for some years Chanel were quite snobby. Their attitude, you know what, you have to be standing in line, waiting in line, you have to beg SA for selling you something. And it's not nice feeling, like, you know, when you're trying to spend that kind of money and being treated so poorly. It's not really nice, honestly, it's not really nice. But I think they pushed their attitude to the limits, and obviously with the increase of the prices, and lately also the quality were somewhat suffering. Though I have to say, at least in their classic models, I noticed that their quality control get much better, in my humble opinion. Again, comment what you think about that. So they're trying to do really better. So let me see other things that kind of at least catch my attention. The next things I want to talk about is this Chanel boy bag. And I'm not sure if this color will come in other handbags, like let's say if it's going to be a mini top handle in caviar, this color, oh my gosh, what a hit it's going to be. And this is dark gray color. I have dark gray color in my collection. I have actually Chanel top handle in dark gray, and I absolutely love that bag. Lately also I did tag video. I'm gonna link it somewhere over here, but I more treated that not just as a tag. It's so nice that I bought it twice. I'm gonna link it over here, so please watch that video where I actually talk about the handbags. If I find that the handbag like really works for me, I usually buy them in multiple quantities. And I have the Chanel mini top handle in dark gray color. I absolutely love it. But I have it with champagne gold hardware. This is with ruthenium hardware. So when there is a gray color with ruthenium hardware, it gives more kind of younger vibe, like more hip vibe, more sporty vibe. And they're showing this color on Chanel boy bag, which is lately Chanel boy bag kind of getting less popular. And it seems to me that they're desperately trying to bring this bag back, and rightfully, because it's actually very nice bag. The only one thing I kind of hesitant about Chanel boy bag, it's that chain. That chain is so annoying. If they would fix that chain, it would be absolutely perfect handbag. But when this bag in such a sporty style in dark gray color with ruthenium hardware, it's absolute hit. Again, let me know what you think about that. Really love these options. By the way, when I'm gonna be including pictures, I'm gonna be including pictures with all the prices, and they're in Canadian dollars before taxes. In Canada, specifically in Ontario, we have 13% taxes. So that bag with the taxes and everything, so this is already almost 10,000 Canadian. With the 13% taxes, it's over 11,000. It's actually 11,500 roughly. Yeah. So let's continue. Then there is again a few of those gray, kind of softer gray colors, almost like a kind of sage gray. This mini flap with adjustable chain in light gray. Love that options. Again, classy one. Then they're bringing this almost like a classy looking, almost like in Salier style stitching, and they have it in small and mini with kind of chunkier top handle. Again, there is so many kind of either chain top handles or actual top handles, structured top handles. Then there is this mini flap. Love this mini flap. It's actual square mini flap with additional details of the chain. Oh my gosh, what a beauty. I love it. And it's in this really light, soft gray color. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Again, there is so many different, let me just see if I missed anything. Yeah, I think that's mostly everything that I wanted to say. There is obviously many different styles, like they playing heavily on the hobo style handbags that somewhat looking like Chanel 25. Lots of Chanel 25 in different colors. They're still playing with Chanel 19. Obviously the classic flaps are there, but in my humble opinion, that's the major kind of like key points that struck me so obviously, that they're trying to improve their sales. Bringing back caramel color, bringing back dark gray color, bringing back Chanel mini top handle and caviar, and furthermore making a small size of this handbag, bringing heart handbag. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, playing on Lucky Clover. To me, it's like in one collection they're trying to achieve so much that this collection should be extremely popular. So let me know what you think of this new collection. Are you planning to buy something new? Put all your comments below. Thank you very much for being here with me, and I hope to see you on my next one.